Hola, welcome to the 10th episode of the Good News Roundup, your weekly digest of what is going well in the world. Here are this week's positive news stories. Technology reveals Stonehenge's secrets. Then scientists have managed to grow plants in lunar dirt, a new project that is giving every prison in England and Wales an orchard. Spain could become the first European country to offer paid menstrual leave. Proof that laughter really is the best medicine. When you think of prehistoric Britain, there's probably one image that comes to mind. This one. Stonehenge. Stonehenge is a prehistoric monument on the Salisbury Plain in Wiltshire, England. But despite being instantly recognizable, it's still a mystery in many ways. Archaeologists still haven't been able to figure out what Stonehenge was, used for, and how and why it was built. But new findings are helping uncover some of those secrets. Researchers from the University of Birmingham in England and Ghent University in Belgium have discovered thousands of prehistoric pits in the area around Stonehenge, thanks to state-of-the-art technology. They say this radically changes their understanding of one of the most intensely investigated prehistoric sites in the world. The largest pit they found, which is 4 meters wide and 2 meters deep, is the oldest trace of human activity discovered on the Salisbury Plain yet. It dates back more than 10,000 years to the early Middle Stone Age, when Britain was re-inhabited by hunter-gatherers following the last ice age. Researchers say the pit was probably dug as a hunting trap for large animals such as deer, wild boar, and aurochs, a type of wild ox that's extinct. They say it's the best hint they've had to date as what the landscape around Stonehenge would have looked like when it was built, which will help them now discover what it might have been built for. Technology was fundamental to this new discovery.
There's two really big things here. One of those is possibly less exciting, but it's methodologically. So how we actually understand geophysical data. So because we do lots of these surveys, but actually pulling meaning from those, particularly for the things which don't make immediate sense, that's a big step forwards. We've also identified sort of the earliest activity at Stonehenge, and this goes back thousands of years prior to when Stonehenge was constructed. So we're talking sort of around over 10,000 years ago. So the idea that people who are hunting and gathering, we now see are building huge pits. So this is something which we didn't really expect people that long ago to be doing, and particularly around Stonehenge.
And while the Stonehenge landscape is unique, the methods used by the team there can be used by researchers at other historical sites. Sensor technologies and computer-based analysis could be the key to solving the ancient mysteries that remain around the world. Now the question is, where will it be next? And now to a spot of gardening on the moon. For the first time, scientists have been able to use soil from the moon to grow plants.
For us, the first message is, holy cow, plants can grow in lunar soil. And besides that, we've now learned that there are some things we'll have to know and be able to do better if we want to grow crops.
The results are promising enough that NASA is already envisioning greenhouses on the moon. Being able to grow plants on the moon could, in the future, make longer stays there a reality, which could have huge benefits for research. And the lunar soil was not collected by a robot, but by Apollo 11's Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin back in 1969.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
University of Florida researchers then planted it with Fellcress, a small flowering plant native to Eurasia and Africa. All the seeds sprouted, although the plants did end up stunted. But scientists are thrilled with the results and are planning to repeat the experiment.
That was the first step in what's going to hopefully be a very long, multi-decade process of figuring this stuff out, and when we get back to the moon, doing it on the lunar surface.
Robert Frill, co-author of the study, says growing plants on the moon is the key to a long-term stay on the moon by helping provide not just food, but also clean air and water for astronauts and other visitors. And the timing couldn't be better, as NASA is planning to put man back on the moon by 2025. And now back to some gardens on Earth. in a place you may not have expected to find them. A charity is planting orchards at prisons in England and Wales, and the project is bearing fruit of all kinds. The Orchard Project's goal is for every household in the UK to be within walking distance of a community-run orchard. And that includes prisons now too. Orchards are a refuge for wildlife, and the fruit that falls to the ground encourages the growth of healthy fungi in the soil, which then allows plants to draw in more water and nutrients, as well as helping trees to absorb even more carbon. And the orchards have brought rewards for inmates too. Besides enhancing their environment, it also provides the chance to learn gardening skills and gain qualifications that can help them find jobs upon release. Some are also employed to look after the orchard and earn a wage for doing so, and inmates get to taste the fruit of their labors. The project is funded by the Ministry of Justice, and staff from around 30 prisons so far across England and Wales have been trained in how to plant and care for an orchard. Spain's government is considering plans to allow women to take unlimited paid menstrual leave from work. If the bill is passed, it will be the first European country to take such a step. Leaked reports suggested 3 to 5 days would be offered to women experiencing severe period pain, but the government has announced there will be no limit on the number of days they can actually take.
Se acabó ir a trabajar con dolor, se acabó empastillarse antes de llegar al trabajo y tener que ocultar que esos días estamos con un dolor que nos incapacita para trabajar.
Women would need to give their employer a doctor's note, and the leave would be paid by the country's social security system. According to the Spanish Gynecology and Obstetrics Society, around a third of women who menstruate suffer from severe pain, known as dysmenorrhea, of which symptoms include acute abdominal pain, diarrhea, headaches, and fever. But despite this painful reality, for 1 in every 3 women worldwide, menstrual leave is currently offered only in a small number of countries, including Japan, Taiwan, Indonesia, South Korea, and Zambia. The Spanish measure is part of a package of proposals that will be sent to the Spanish Parliament for debate, which also includes lowering VAT on feminine hygiene products in shops and making period products available for free in social and educational centers. They say laughter is the best medicine, and this news from England could be the proof. The NHS, the UK's National Health Service, is set to officially prescribe stand-up comedy courses to help trauma patients see the funny side of things after a pilot program proved successful.
And welcome to the stage, the wonderful Angie Belcher!
The scheme, founded by British comedian Angie Belcher, is called Comedy on Referral, and it will allow patients to attend a free 6-week course where they will write jokes based on their trauma and perform them on stage.
The big change that I see in people really is around confidence. With comedy, it's about giving you the power to look at your story and use it in a positive way, so you can kind of change the narrative of things. Because I always kind of seem taller after they've come back from being on stage. It's a life-changing thing.
Belcher says she is conscious of the very fine line between using personal stories and triggering memories of past trauma.
I don't get people in a room and say, right, tell me all your deep, darkest secrets, tell me about your trauma. It's more a process of getting people to kind of think about what their comedic persona is.
The scheme will be prescribed in various locations in England, including 8 London boroughs. And Belcher says she's also planning a similar course for young people with autism and ADHD. If you've enjoyed our first 10 episodes and want to hear more good news, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Let us know in the comments and share your stories with your friends. Good news travels fast. And if you've got a positive story you think we should share, send it to us by commenting below. And remember, some news can be good news.